Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well today. Playing some Magic Online, playing Bogles in Modern, and the reason I'm doing that is because I received some really great comments over the last week on an older video that I put up when I first started the channel. It encouraged me to take a look at the deck and see how it's evolved over the last couple of months in Modern. Speaking of comments and subscribers, the channel's doing all right. I think I broke 60 subscribers today, so baby steps, a little bit of growth here and there. If you aren't subscribed and you like the gameplay videos that I'm putting out each week, consider doing so. More importantly, leave a comment down below because I love reading all of them. I respond to all the comments. Tell me what you're playing in Modern, what you think about Modern, what you think about Strixhaven that's coming up this week. Is there anything you're looking forward to from Strixhaven? In my case, those Mega Prowess Magecraft cards are crazy, and I think they're going to be great in Historic, so I'll definitely be messing around with that at some point this week. And if you've watched the gameplay videos and you've seen some mistakes, please let me know what I could have done differently, what the mistakes were, what the different lines are. I always love seeing those comments because overall I want to get better at Modern, and that's the best way to help me do that. So speaking of comments, here are the two comments that encouraged me to make this particular video. Kyle says, "You've inspired me to be a Bogles player, so thank you so much for that. Truth be told, I'd like to watch more Modern showings if possible." Well, Kyle, I'm going to be making this video today, and I'm sure there'll be more future Bogles videos from Modern from my channel in the future, mostly because I really like the deck. And then Christopher says, "I have always loved the look of Bogles, but I have stopped myself because I don't want to piss off my friends." I can understand that. But in all honesty, I don't care anymore, and I'm going to be ordering the deck soon. I love the attitude. I think that's the right attitude to have. You play what you want to play, right? Everybody loves their deck. Everybody hates everybody else's deck. That's just the way it is with most people. So you play it, your friends will get used to it, your friends will learn how to play against it, and maybe they'll thank you for it. Probably not, but maybe. Speaking of the deck, here's the list from Blue Diamonds. It is a 5-0 list from the end of last month, so it's a little bit outdated, but it's Bogles, so it doesn't need to be so current. If you want access to this list, I'm going to have a link to it down below in the description as usual. Also going to have timestamps for all the games down below if you want to skip ahead. So we are playing Bogles, and it is a Lurrus Bogles deck. What does that mean? Well, the most important thing that it means is we don't have Leyline of Sanctity. Leyline of Sanctity is one of those cards that is almost always connected to Modern Bogles, either in the main or in the side, mostly because our deck is really weak to disruption. If your opponent has Thoughtseizes or Inquisitions of Kozilek, it can really mess up the plan of our deck. On top of that, Liliana of the Veil is a pretty nasty card, can make us sack our hexproof creatures, so Leyline is usually really necessary. But Lurrus says we can only have permanents with value 2 CMC or less in our deck, so we can't have Leyline of Sanctity. I'm not sure if Lurrus will be able to make up the gap for that, but that's what we're making this video for today. Also, Lurrus, I got to address something. If you watched my last video, which was a red-white Lurrus burn deck, you will have noticed that there were a lot of times I should have brought Lurrus in and I didn't. When I was editing that video, I noticed a ton of spots where I was like yelling at my past self to, grab Lurrus, you're flooding, get Lurrus, but I never did. And I don't know why I have such a hard time wrapping my head around the idea that Lurrus is there, but it's a thing that I'm trying to work on, and I'm hoping by playing this deck today, I'll get a little bit more experience in that companion department. Next, the rest of the deck is pretty much normal. We're going to be playing 13 creatures. We have access to, of course, 4 Glade Cover Scouts and 4 Slippery Bogles. That gives us 8 Hexproof 1 CMC 1/1s. We also have 4 Core Spirit Dancers, which is basically our draw engine. Every time we play an Aura spell, we're going to be drawing a card. And then our last creature is Dryad Arbor, just a one of. This card is a Forest Dryad creature, which is pretty neat because we can fetch that creature with our Windswept Heath if the occasion calls for it. Outside of creatures, we're playing a whole bunch of auras. We have 19 1 CMC auras. Really, most of them are, what you'd expect. The only one that's a little bit strange is maybe Spirit Link. Spirit Link is kind of like Lifelink, but not Lifelink, which means if you have a creature with Lifelink and Spirit Link, you're going to actually be gaining 2 times the amount of life that you normally would. Next, we have 2 CMC auras. We're playing 4 Daybreak Coronets because it's one of the better auras that you can possibly put in this deck. And then All That Glitters, a card that I haven't experienced too much with. It's kind of like a worse ethereal armor. Ethereal armor does kind of the same thing as All That Glitters, but at 1 CMC. The difference with All That Glitters is it affects artifacts and enchantments, but in this particular build, we're not playing any artifacts, so it's just a strictly worse ethereal armor. But ethereal armor is great, like I said, and playing a slightly toned down version of it is probably going to be okay. We're only playing at 2 of anyways. Then we have our utility cards. We're playing 2 Path to Exile in the main, 2 Path to Exile in the side, and the card that I'm really interested in is Mana Tithe. 1 CMC instant, counter target spell unless its controller pays 1. People don't see Mana Tithe coming, and I think you can really catch a lot of people off guard with this. Maybe they try to play turn 3 Liliana, or who knows what they're doing on curve. Snipe them with the Mana Tithe and really throw off their math or blow them out in some cases. As far as the sideboard goes, we're playing Stony Silence for artifact decks, a suppression field for any deck that has a ton of activated abilities and planeswalkers, Chaotic Teague to fight against Control and maybe Tron, Veil of Summer to bring in against the blue and black decks, pretty great card to protect our stuff and get a little bit of card draw out of that. And then Force of Vigor is the other big change from this deck. I think most of the time I want to play something like a Seal of Primordium, I think is what it's called, which is the enchantment that destroys enchantment or artifact. Force of Vigor is here. We can play this card. I should move it down a little bit so it's out of the way. You can play this card for free if it's not your turn and you exile another card. And in this case, you destroy up to 2 target artifacts or enchantments. This is really important because our deck is really soft to cards like Ensnaring Bridge and Chalice of the Void. So being able to remove those cards is very important to our game plan. And yeah, Force of Vigor, let's see if it can get us there. So that is the deck. I'm going to jump into some gameplay now and see you over there. All right, here we go. All right, here we go with Bogles. Modern, fresh league. Everything just reset. Oh boy. So our opponent has exiled 7 cards with Serum Visions. Oh my, what is this? So, could keep this and load up the Spirit Dancer. That seems awfully risky. Especially since I have no idea what the opponent's up to. But it's Pact of Negation. You know what? I kind of feel like the opponent's deck is not going to have a lot of interaction. I'm going to keep a risky no Boggle opener. Should be totally fine. Gemstone Mine for the opponent, sure. Into, oh, okay, so this is what I was mentioning in the opening. I said that I'm interested in the Strixhaven Lumimancer, the Magecraft Super Prowess stuff. Could be cool. End up finding a Boggle anyways, so I guess you got a Boggle, you play the Boggle, right? Go and get a Temple Garden, untapped, throw out the Boggle. And let's see what this is going to be about. I didn't realize that the Strixhaven cards were already in circulation. I guess it must have went out with the update today. So this is pretty cool already. We've entered the Wild Wild West. It's possible I should have passed the Lumimancer. We'll see how potent it is. So the opponent on having a little bit of trouble with lands. Attacking with the Lumimancer, I'm assuming that they have some kind of Phyrexian mana card, so there's no way I'm blocking that. Maybe it is a growth or a gut shot. It's a gut shot. So gut shot on the face, grow the Lumimancer by 2. And exile that. That's super cool. I have not seen this Nivmagus Elemental in a long time. Oh, good lord. Look at this. So they're just casting off a ton of Phyrexian mana cards, eating them with the Elemental, and I guess that's going to put a bunch of +2/+2s on the Elemental. So that's a 9-10, and I'm getting hit for 8. Okay. So the opponent is down to 1 card in hand. I assume the play now is to path the elemental, of course. And do I load up the Rancor onto the Boggle, or do I hold up Mana Tithe? I kind of want to hold up Mana Tithe. Yeah. I'm so confused about what's going on. Let's set... No, let's get in for 1. Okay, fine. We'll give them a little bit of mana. I wonder if they have basics in their deck. They must have at least 1 basic. You wouldn't create a deck in Modern without having a basic in it, right? Now, because they have 2 mana, I think this Mana Tithe is probably not going to do very much. I'm assuming they have a ton of 1 CMC spells. I can't imagine they have many spells that are going to cost them 2 mana. So let's just get in with that. Okay, so one of their cards was a land. They're down to 1 land, or 1 card in hand. They take a damage from the City of Brass to play a second Lumimancer. So here's the problem with the Lumimancers, is they're 0/1s. And we hit the Daybreak Coronet, so sure. It's awesome. I really appreciate what the opponent's up to. It caught me off guard, but unfortunately, we had the perfect card. You know, eggs all in one basket on the Elemental, going ham. It's going to lose to a path. So, I feel like the Mana Tithes are not going to be particularly good. The Path to Exile, probably pretty good, as it showed in that one. And then nothing else is really going to do much. You know, Caddic Teague is useless. Suppression Field could come in against the Elemental, but I feel like I just need to draw for the path on that. Suppression Field's close. Maybe on the play it's okay. On the draw, I think it's useless. So let's just hope we find the path. I did not expect something so outrageous. That's amazing. Okay, well, this is our right hand. A few too many creatures, but we do have good lands. We have a Spider Umbra that maybe we can get the Core Spirit Dancer out first and then draw cards with the Umbra. Path to Exile being probably one of the more important cards in this matchup. So, blue mana, not a Lumimancer. Instead, it's the Elemental first, okay? Passes it over to us. We find yet another land. So that'll go in. Boggle number 1. And let's see what they're able to do. It's possible I should have saved the path instead of going right out with that, but we'll see. I breaking new ground here, and I have really no idea what's going on. They attack. I can't block it. Do they have enough to kill me? They might. Yeah, they probably do if they're doing this. Alright, so perhaps I should have saved the Path to Exile. So it's really cool. They're playing all these free spells that would normally... So like something like Pact of the Titan, at the beginning of your upkeep, pay 4 in a red. If you don't, you lose the game. But they're eating them all with the Elemental, meaning that... Yeah, so that is a turn 2 kill from them. They gave the Elemental Infect. Kaboom. Alright, that was stupid of me not to hold up the Path to Exile, of course. We know what they're up to. They're all in. They are playing Pact of Negation, though, so it's possible that they'll have a way of stopping our path. Modern has become very hostile suddenly. Well, can't keep this. Ooh, awful. Awful, awful, awful. So here's the mulligan, or here's the Bogles problem. You kind of have a lot of shitty cards that... Alright, we'll keep this. You have to have the right combination of cards to be able to do anything. Get rid of that. And probably get rid of the Rancor. No, I shouldn't have got rid of the Rancor. That was stupid. Well, maybe it's okay. So lead on the Arbor. Oh man, the Arbor is so bad. I don't think I can load up the Arbor. I have to put out the Core Spirit Dancer because they certainly have gut shots available. That's okay. This is a real shame. Like, I can put the Hyena Umbra on the Dryad Arbor, use it as a blocker, assume that they don't have the Nutso hand again, and then are able to kill us on turn 2. But it's very likely that they will be able to. Ay. Kind of feel like I just have to go Spirit Dancer and hope that they don't have it. Little unfortunate that we're on a mulligan to 5. Last game was silly. I don't think we should have lost that. That was just going up against something completely new and unusual and not being able to deal with or read the situation properly. No attack. Okay. They could have certainly attacked there. So I could play the Rancor on the Spirit Dancer and hope to draw into a Path to Exile and hold that up. Or I could just hold up the Dryad Arbor as a blocker. I think I'm going to go this route. So if I put the Ethereal Armor onto the Spirit Dancer, it will gain 5 more. 12, which means they can only really cast... There'll be Heart on the spells that they can cast. You know what? I think I just kind of have to go for it. Alright, so... I could also just not attack this turn and hold up a really good blocker. Because first strike trample, but they do have 2 creatures that are going to be attacking. Meaning if they have the Infect card, it's going to be a big problem for me. They have 2 mana that they can use for their Phyrexian spells instead of paying the life. But if I hit them, they don't block, they go down to 6. That means they can... Yeah. I'm going to not attack. I think not attacking there is probably okay. I don't know. This is so weird. I absolutely love what this guy, or this opponent put together with the craziest stuff. And it's only like turn 2, turn 3, and it's so tight already. But with Trample and double Ethereal Armor next turn, if they don't kill us this turn, I think certainly we're okay. They don't attack. So I wonder now, are they going to be able to... Alright. There's no way they have a path, right? They wouldn't keep Path to Exile and... or a kill spell in their deck, right? Right? We got Ethereal Armor Tron. Oh, we can't cast the Daybreak. That's too bad. All right. Grow, my pretty. Bogles. What was I drawing? It's not going to show me it. All right, let's try again. Look at that, nice coding board. Actually, this is the person who created the Lurrus red-white burn deck that I tried in the last video. I don't know, but got a 5-0 with it. And already one trophy. I wonder if they're using that same deck. Okay. Match 2. Maybe we see more Strixhaven stuff. I did not expect that whatsoever. But super awesome that already people are brewing with it. I guess it's been out for like 3 or 4 hours. I think the update went out, I don't know, 2 o'clock my time. All right, opening hand looks pretty good. We lead on the Glade Cover Scout, then follow it up with Boon and Umbra, and then finally on turn 3, Daybreak. They are playing a Lurrus deck as well. Okay, go my Scout. All right, so it is probably a shadow deck with Swiftspear. I know there's a lot of contention with this deck whether or not it's better to be playing Hex Drinker, I think that's what it's called, or the Swiftspear as the 1 CMC spell, but this is definitely going to be a shadow deck with Swiftspear, and I think our matchup against this particular deck is quite good, especially considering that we have Daybreak Coronet coming out on the next turn. It will pretty much guarantee that their Scourge of the Skyclaves is absolutely useless. Okay. It'd be nice next turn if we could find like an Ethereal Armor again. Although I think in that last game I used up all my Ethereal Armor luck. Okay, the opponent takes a look at themselves with that Bauble. Plays out a mountain. And oh, Inquisition, ouch. Take the Spirit Dancer. Yeah. Alright, so things have certainly changed now. Having the Inquisition was huge. Decided to fire off the bolt, pumping up the Swiftspear. So we're taking 7 this turn. Come on, second Daybreak Coronet. There's the Ethereal Armor. So I think it's actually probably worth it to put down the Spirit Dancer and then the Ethereal Armor, get the extra draw. Although we will be down to 8 life because of the 2 Pain lands, the Horizon lands here. I think that's okay still. I could put the Ethereal Armor on the core Spirit Dancer, but I feel like it's just way too vulnerable. They're going to have fatal pushes or something along those lines. Not what I wanted to see. It might be better to just leave the Glade Cover Scout back, because I really doubt that they can get their Monastery Swiftspear up high enough. And I think my life total being at 8 is just vulnerable enough that I don't want to attack just yet. So I'm going to fall back on the defensive, and then hopefully next turn draw into something or use the Horizon Canopy to draw into something. We do have flying though, so the evasion might be good for what our opponent puts down. If we find something really big, yeah. Oof. Another lightning bolt. Wow. Did they find all 3 lightning bolts? No. Love it. That's gross. So, Lined up really well for the opponent. Not a whole lot we could do there. What do we want to bring in? Probably Force of Vigor is not important. None of these are important. Veil of Summer possibly is important, especially to stop a Thoughtseize or an Inquisition like it happened to us last game. And then Path to Exile, probably worth bringing in. Yeah. What do we want to take out? Mana Tithes, I think probably goes out because I think a lot of their stuff is very efficiently costed. Yeah. Spirit Link has to stay in, absolutely. It might be okay to take out the All That Glitters. Yeah, okay. So let's try something like that. Okay. Getting dark. All right, not a great hand. We do have a redraw with the One Horizon Canopy and the Veil of Summer. I think it's worth keeping with because of the Veil. On turn 1, I think I'm probably going to just hold up the Veil of Summer, and then turn 2 we'll get out our first Glade Scout. Glade Cover Scout. Okay, opponent mulliganed a little bit. That's fine. Okay, let's see if we can get them with the Veil. I'm sure they're plenty aware that holding up a green Bogles, that's exactly what that means. Okay, well, we find our first Daybreak, so that's okay. Gotta find another enchantment to go with it, another aura. And Pyromancer. Okay. Well, we find the Rancor. So, could just go Rancor Daybreak and then start attacking, but I don't really know what's up with the opponent's build, and I'm a little worried about it. So, I think I might go a little bit carefully here. And just slow it down a bit. I thought it was like the Shadow deck, Rakdos Shadow, but it doesn't really seem like it is completely that type of deck. Because I don't remember ever seeing a young Pyromancer in that style of deck. They might be playing, Liliana is what I was thinking. All right. So we get the Veil. Draw a card. Thoughtseize not going to happen. That's cool. Opponent gets in for 2, no problem. And just pass through the turn. And it looks like they're going to miss their land drop. Yeah. Griffspoon is quite good because it gives extra protection for the Daybreak Coronet, actually. Should play that first. And it lets us fly over the elementals. And just because I'm still a little bit afraid of a possible Liliana of the Veil, I'm going to play out the second Scout, just so I have something to sacrifice if that is in fact their play. Okay, kind of the best I can hope for right now. So, making more babies with the with the Lava Dart and Pyromancer. Okay, so opponent down to 13. We're up to 23. Program's working a little bit strangely right now. The auto pass, it seems like it's chugging a bit. Might have to restart the client after this. So one thing that I always like mentioning when I do play a Daybreak Coronet, it has a very big weakness. Enchant a creature with another aura attached to it. So let's imagine I only had the Rancor and the Daybreak Coronet attached to this Scout. If they were able to destroy the Rancor, the Daybreak Coronet would then fall off because it doesn't meet the requirement of having another aura attached to it. That's why I said when I found the Griff Spoon that it gave a little bit of extra protection for the Daybreak Coronet because we could have 2 auras attached to it. Of course, they could just directly kill the Daybreak Coronet, but yeah. See, why is it flashing? That's weird. All right, keep it the way it is. Really dark in here. Ooh, wrong button. Stupid lights. Okay. So, 1 land, pretty rough, but we do have 3 Bogles. We have decent lands, or decent auras, especially with the Spirit Link. If they Thoughtseize us, certainly they take the Daybreak Coronet, I would assume. So maybe it's okay to keep this hand, hope to draw into 1 more land. Opponent mulligans down to 6, we'll keep. They are starting first, so a little annoying if they have an opening Thoughtseize. Okay. Bobble. They bobble themselves. Didn't like what they found, so fetching that away. Blood Crypt, untapped. It's either a Swift Spirit or an Inquisition Thoughtseize. Yeah. So I gotta imagine it's the Daybreak. That's the scariest card. However, we only have 1 land, so they might look at that and say, they're not going to draw into it. They end up taking a Boggle. What does that mean? It probably means they have more hand disruption. They are down to 3 cards. Yeah, I kind of feel like it means they have another Inquisition or Thoughtseize, and they might have a turn 3 Liliana of the Veil. If they can get rid of the other 2 Boggles before I can play them out, and then turn 3 Liliana. Yeah. Okay, no, it's a Young Pyro. Huh. Okay, we need a land, and we need it real bad. Not a land. I think I'm going to put out the other Slippery Boggle. And just pass. A little bit of a nasty situation or position here. Maybe keeping the, hey, 1 land hands. Probably not the things you should be keeping. But I often do keep them. I believe. The worst thing is when you're playing this deck and they do have, or you do keep a 1 lander, and then you finally draw that 2nd land and it's a Dryad Arbor. You just want to scream. Sure. Get in for 2. Lurrus to the hand. Sure. Come on. Okay. So, I guess it has to be Rancor plus Spirit Link. Unfortunately, Spirit Link doesn't give any kind of +1/+1 or anything. It's just the extra life gain. And it works a little differently. You'll see this. So I hit them, and then the trigger goes on the stack. So it is something you can respond to if you're playing in paper. It's good to know how Spirit Link works. It's an old card, so it's going to work a little differently than expected. If they just jam the Lurrus here, I feel okay. Feel pretty good about the position that we're in. It's so fine. Now, if we can peel another land off the top and go Spider Umbra Daybreak. Might be a Thoughtseize. No. They definitely know about the Daybreak Coronet as well. Veil of Summer. Oh boy. That's an interesting card. So I can just go Spider Umbra, hold up Veil of Summer. But then I can't really attack. I go Daybreak and attack in, gain 12 life because it'll double up. But it leaves me a little bit vulnerable. Oh man, that's a hard decision. It's definitely safer to go Spider Umbra, hold Veil. But I mean, if they had something, they would have played it already, right? I'm gonna go slowly. Yeah. Take my time with it. Maybe this is totally wrong, but you sometimes you get that gut feeling, and you gotta slow down a bit. I like having the insurance of the Spider Umbra out there as well. I don't think there's anything that they can really do, but I'm getting awfully scared in my old age. Don't trust anybody. But they know about the Daybreak Coronet, so it'll probably be, sirens will be going off in their head. Why didn't they play out the Coronet? Why did they choose to go this way? Yeah. Leaving up one green, it must indicate to you what's going on. Okay. Night's Whisper, draw 2. Okay. Super fine. Not really. I'd prefer they didn't get cards in hand, but down to 7 life. Yeah. And it'll take a lot because this Daybreak Coronet's going to give the Boggle first strike. Okay. So it'll be very hard for them to put enough things in front of it to stop it. They could certainly attack here, but maybe not. We're definitely going to cycle this Veil of Summer this turn. They did play a black spell, so we'll still be able to draw a card, but this is each opponent, I believe. Yeah, each opponent. So it didn't target. There was no way I could stop it with the Veil. An attack with the Lurrus here, I think, would be very good from the opponent. Because certainly I'm not going to be putting this Boggle in front of it. And, I mean, I don't think anybody would put either Boggle in front of that Lurrus. I will have to contend with Croxa soon. So I will have to find another way of pumping. Still, Daybreak is going to make this a 7/5, which will be quite nasty. Yeah, I like this Lurrus attack. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I need a land. Not a land. All right. Well, get the Daybreak on and go to town. So we're going to gain 14 life up to 29 at the end of this combat. Fatal Push. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Target the Lurrus, make a baby. That's fine. Seems like awful desperation to me. Okay. Yeah. So we gain the first 7, and now the Spirit Link gains us an additional 7. They're down to 5. Have to imagine they're going to probably bring back the Kroxa, which it's probably better for me to toss the Rancor to that, hold up the path, and then if they, when we go to blocks, I can get a really good sneak attack with this path. Knight's Whisper in this deck is cool. Always like this card a lot. But I only ever play it in like EDH decks. Okay, Arid Mesa for the opponent. They're thinking hard on what they're going to do. Down to 4 life though. It's got to be the Kroxa. And now I'm wondering if maybe the Rancor is better to keep, because we will have 9 first strike damage, and that's going to be very hard for them to contend with. But let's say we keep the Path to Exile, we attack with the Slippery Boggle, they block, block, block. We can... No, we still assign damage like that, and... No, maybe it's okay to keep the Kroxa. Or, sorry, keep the Path to Exile for the Kroxa, because then we can assign 7 or 6 here, 1 here, kill that, and they won't have enough damage on me. Now, they chose to bring back the Kroxa with 4 mana. I don't know if they played the Bauble this turn or not to get a draw, but maybe they could have done, because I think what you can do is you can bring Kroxa back with Lurrus for 2, and then you can bring it out for its escape cost. I don't know if he has, or the opponent has played something yet. So hard to find it on here. Turn 6. It looks like they cast the Mishra's Bauble from the graveyard right away. Yeah. So an attack here would be insane from the opponent. So, still, the Young Pyromancer creating 1/1s is actually pretty nasty. We do have a Spider Umbra, though. And the Spider Umbra will at least give a layer of protection. We're never going to lose this Boggle. So let's imagine they have a way of creating 2 1/1s. They have double Fatal Push, Fatal Push, Fatal Push here, like they did last time. They might be able to make 2 more blockers, so then they'll have a total of 11 power. Or 11 toughness on board. I still think it's fine to attack and risk losing the Spider Umbra, because they're going to lose their entire board. It's fine. It'd be awfully nice if they tried to Fatal Push this, because I think we can trigger their Revolt. I don't know how that will work, but if they try to get clever again and try to fire off another push on the Lurrus, it could be real cute. Ooh, tight games. I think I put everything in front. I have to put everything. Yeah. Huh? That's so weird that they would do it that way. So we path the Kroxa and then they die? Yeah, they had to put more in front of it. I really thought they would have created more things with this. Okay, I definitely overthinking things, because even if they put all 3 in, we pat that, still 4 damage is going to go over, so that's not going to work. They definitely needed to be able to use this mana to create more children, and they would have gotten down to like 1 or 2 health. Okay. That's it. What do we draw? Okay, go on to the next one. All right, match 2, and I noticed actually before, Tunneling Cat already has 1 trophy. I'm so scared of the Tunneling Cat. If you watch the video that I put out yesterday or the day before with the Lurrus Red White Prowess or Burn, it was a slaughter. I didn't stand a chance, like always. Alright, more Bogles. Ugh. So here's the Bogles problem. You have your lands, you have your auras, but you don't have your Boggle. So what you could do is keep Windswept Heath and go and get a Arbor, whatever it's called, Dryad Arbor. But it's really vulnerable, and if your opponent is on Lurrus, maybe they're playing removal, probably if they're in black. So, mulligan. It's real sad to throw that away because it was a good hand. Then you get a hand that's a little bit more questionable. We have 1 land, but we do have things that we can load it up with. We need to draw into the land. I think we got to keep this. Oh boy, this is garbage. Let's throw away 1 of those. Real scary. If they have Thoughtseize off the start, toast. Okay. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I was confused for a second there. I shouldn't have been. So this is probably... Oh, we find a land, thank God. This is probably the Lurrus burn deck that I did play. Which means I only have... I gotta get a little lucky. Certainly this turn we're going to be putting out the Glade Cover Scout, and then next turn probably Horizon Canopy onto all that glitters. I have to fade Death for like 2 or 3 turns, and then as soon as we get a Daybreak Coronet onto the battlefield and we're able to attack in with that, we're pretty much golden. So, good news, they might be stuck on 1 land. And we're getting a Spirit Link. Spirit Link is very, very, very good. So now what I can do is Grifspoon plus Spirit Link, get in for 2, heal a little bit. That's better than the All That Glitters. Although I am going to be taking 1 damage from this Horizon Canopy, it's still fine. And then next turn, if we connect with the Spirit Link and the Daybreak Coronet, there's no way that deck can contend with the amount of life gain that we'll be bringing in. So they need to hit us for 15. They need to hit us for 15. If they put us to 1, we can't use the Horizon Canopy, and we'll be in trouble. But they went... Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It looked like they skipped their first main phase, and... Yeah, we take those. Okay, I don't particularly think or like Mana Tithes here. I'm not sure what I like Mana Tithes against, but I don't think I want it in this matchup. I probably do want the Path to Exiles because getting rid of their creatures and getting rid of them for good is probably going to be really important. Veil of Summer's useless, Gaddock Teague's useless, Suppression Field's useless. So really it's only take out the Tithes for the Path. I could leave in the Tithes instead of the Path, but I think this is just going to be better overall. Yeah. So, got a little lucky there, and opponent certainly got unlucky. I'm not sure what happened over there. Well, this is much better. I haven't mentioned this. Check out this basic. I got a code from a very, very, very kind friend who opened the Bob Ross lands, that secret lair. And yeah, he gave me his online code because he wasn't using it, and I got a couple of really nice basics to start using in my decks. I'm happy with those. So, Inspiring Vantage for the opponent. Goblin Guide, let's see if the Goblin Guide treats us well. Glade Cover Scout. That's okay. I prefer something a little different, but we're gonna play out the Glade Cover Scout. As little information as we can give them is probably best. They are already down to 4 cards though. Sure. Next turn, probably it's going to be Rancor plus the Slippery Boggle. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get the Daybreak Coronet out quickly enough. It'll have to wait till turn 3. And in that case, we'll be going. So instead of doing Rancor plus Slippery Boggle, I could go All That Glitters. Now with the Eidolon, I kind of want to go All That Glitters because I don't want to take too much damage. Okay, we are down to 16. We're going to go down a little bit more. So if I put All That Glitters on there now, and then on the following turn, I can go Coronet plus Rancor or Spider Umbra and gain just a lot of life. I think it's All That Glitters. Because even alone, All That Glitters plus Daybreak is going... It's each, right? Not each other. For each artifact or enchantment you control. So this will give me a total of +5, so it'll be a 6/6 first strike, life-linking creature. I think that's really hard for them to contend with. We could get in trouble though if... No, I can still go get it. I can go get a basic plains. My other Bob Ross basic plains. All right. So it sucks. We got to take 2 damage from the Eidolon here. They could really present, because we can't block anything. They could really present a nasty board state for us. If they attack with both of these, we're going to be taking at least 2 damage from the Eidolon next turn. That's 6 damage guaranteed, basically, for next turn. Put us down to 8. If they have a Lightning Bolt, 2 Lightning Bolts, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Can't block it. Griff Spoon, okay. But if I can manage to get the land or the Daybreak onto the Scout with just a little bit of health, we'll be okay. So they passed. Okay. I can't go too low here. I have to be careful. I have to definitely grab the plains. Plains. I'm going to put this on that, go down to 7. I cannot cast the Spider Umbra or the Rancor yet, because that would put me in Lightning Bolt range. Being at 7 is okay. Being at 6, big no-no. So we're going to go up to... Uh-oh. Oh, Lord. Okay. Skullcrack. Main board. Or not main board, this is game 2. Okay, things just got a little scarier. So we still get to hit them for 6. They can't attack, so they definitely need 2 spells here. But if they have Lightning Bolt, we're dead. Good play by the opponent holding back the Skullcrack. Nothing we could really do about that. Shard Volley. That's the first bit of damage. And a Lightning Bolt. Oh, double Shard Volley. Okay. That's cool. Haven't seen Shard Volley in a long time. Yep. Not much we could do. I mean, it just played out as perfectly as it could have for them. Okie doke. Let's hope being on the play is going to help us get, our lifelink engine going a little bit faster. Well, that sucks. So we have 1 basic plane in the deck, and we found it! Oh, Mulligan. Oh, it's bad. It's real bad. I gotta keep it, though, right? Do I get rid of a Rancor or a Spider Umbra? Maybe Rancor. All right. We are possibly in trouble. If we find a land and a white source, things are great. But we have 2 draws at it. Let's hope. Inspiring Vantage. No turn 1 play. Okay. Game's easy. Yeah, let's take some extra damage. I think we're fine. I'm not concerned in the least right now. I am a little concerned because I am putting double Spider Umbra on the scout. So, yeah. Okay, Bolt. Sure. I don't think there's any world where they can kill me from 12 on turn 2 with 2 sources. I mean, what two cards can do that? And then we're going to be gaining 6 a turn after this. We're golden. Proved me wrong. I think I was pretty confident last game too until that skull crack smacked me in the side of the head. Okay, Eidolon, that's fine. So, slam the coronet without even considering it. Don't have trample, and yeah, they're just gonna give it up. That's the power of this card. It is a steep requirement, the other aura attached to it, so it requires a lot, but oh boy, is it ever great. All right, let's go on to match 4. All right, match 5. Just between one game, already somebody else goes 5-0. People are tearing it up. All right, we get to play first. What do we got? Not great. Yep, gotta throw it away. This hand is not really doing anything. Oh my god, it's awful. It's almost so... Could you imagine if, like, this were a Boggle? Alright. Yeah, okay. Sketchy. Oh man. All right. But this is, you're gonna play Bogles. You got to expect that like at least 20% of the games you play, you're just gonna lose to your own deck, not cooperating whatsoever. I think the first 3 matches that I've had, the draws have been quite generous, and I'm very, very thankful for that. It stops eventually, right? But maybe we rip another thicket off the top and then just be golden. We are against humans. I love humans. I just haven't played them in the longest time. I wonder how they're doing. No. So, let's get a rank core on our scout, and we may as well attack in for 3 because they are not going to do anything. Their vial ticks up, and we're still praying for land. If we do find a land, I think we'll be in a very, very nice position. They could play a Meddling Mage here. Meddling Mage naming Daybreak would be pretty awesome. Oh, they're going to steal my Daybreak with a freebooter. Okay. So, things are... well, continuing to look bad. They were bad from the start. Let's face it. Best cards off the top, I think, still land or Ethereal Armor would be quite wonderful. Yeah. As predicted, they take that, and they now have a 2/2. Slippery Boggle, not the card I want to see. So, load up the scout with the Spider Umbra. I could attack, And I wonder if they would trade Spider Umbra for the champion. Would I be okay with that trade? I don't know. I don't know. Just a really, really, really bad position for us on the multi-5. Not a whole lot we can do. If I'm not attacking this turn, though, like, I'm not going to be blocking next turn. They'll have the vial open, so it's, yeah. Yeah, let's see if we can get rid of the champion. I think the champion's going to grow out of control. And I don't think they're going to block anyways. They're going to take 4. Prove me wrong, Jimmy. Prove me wrong. Okay. I'm kind of fine with that. I know that the parish can get just super big, and with them on Vial 2 and having adequate lands, they're going to have 2 or 3 humans that they're going to be able to play out this turn. I definitely don't think I would have traded that if I were on the other side of the table. Yeah, like the parish there would have been... I think they wanted to do that backwards. So they should have played out the Thalia's Lieutenant and then responded with the Vial to put in the other thing. Obviously, their board state is wonderful against us, and we're pretty much dead no matter what. It doesn't. And we need runner, and I don't think it's going to happen. That's the first part, though. That's an okay draw. That means we can attack freely. Yeah, sure. So Ethereal Armor, I can't say enough about it. If you're playing Bogles, you're coming to the deck. This is the card you basically want to see every time. First strike and giving +1/+1 for all the enchantments. It's awesome. So opponent down to 2 cards, flooding a little bit maybe. 4 lands. I wish I could borrow 1. They're going for it though. So 7 damage on us. Potentially more if they have something from this vial. No. The game's acting strangely. Alright. I guess we're just going to keep punching each other. This is one of the thoughts I've had about the Lurrus. I find that the Bogles deck more often than not has problems with land. I always get stuck on land. I think in the intro I was saying that the deck's pretty affordable except for the land base. And the land base is very taxful. The main reason being Daybreak Coronet is white. And you have creatures that are green, blue, and green. Meaning you're going to have a hard time. You need dual lands. You need to have your fast lands, you need to have your Temple Gardens, you need to have fetch lands. The deck, though, wants to be very fast, so it doesn't play a ton of land. I think I only play 19. Or I play. The deck that I'm playing is only playing 19. Oh no, if this is a General Kudro, we're in trouble. No, it's Mantis Rider. It's just as bad. So what's... Yeah, we're dead. We're dead. Okay, not bad considering we lost our best card and we just got the land for it. Attack with the 5/5, buddy. No, attack with the 5/5. Come on. End the game. Alright, well, always give your opponents the chance to throw away the game. Always do that. Yeah. There was no reason not to attack with the 5/5. And now if we rip a boon off the top, Griff's Boon, we find another Daybreak Coronet, we could be in a really good position. Still have a chance. Okay. Oh, it's so sad, isn't it? Okay. Yeah. All right. A little unfortunate that we had to start running badly. That's all that's all about. Okay. Again, Mana Tithe is going to come out. Path to Exile is going to come in. I could bring in the Stony Silence to stop the Aether Vials, possibly. I don't think it's necessary to bring in Force of Vigor. And the more I'm looking at this Force of Vigor, it doesn't really make sense for me. It doesn't have a synergy with Lurrus. It requires a green card. I didn't mention that in the intro. I realize that now. I said exile a card. It has to be exile a green card. And the deck doesn't play a lot of green cards. I mean, it plays enough. But it's mostly split 50-50. So it's a little bit weird that we're not playing something like Seal of Primordium, if that's the name, which would be, we would be able to recur it with Lurrus. Anyways. Stony Silence, I think, is fine to bring in as a one-of. And we can take out a Spider Umbra, I think. Or Hyena Umbra. I prefer the reach over the First Strike, since we're already getting First Strike from Daybreak Coronet and Ethereal Armor. Alright, so, better running. That's what we're hoping for. Oh my god, it's gross. So we only actually have 2 cards in the deck that produce only green mana. Oh! How... Oh, it's so close. Alright. Oh, man. That's just a piss off, isn't it? Well, maybe Lurrus will be relevant in this game. However, I don't think the opponent's not really going to kill any of our things, so Lurrus is not going to have anything to recur. Still, getting him out onto the battlefield might be okay as a 3/2 lifelink. Noble Hierarchy. Griff Spoon's good. Griff Spoon is good. Let's grab the planes. Be a little better if, imagine that this all that glitters was an Ethereal Armor plus the Griff Spoon would have made a much better Boggle for our turn 2. But I mean, it's still good. All that glitters. It's going to go up to a 4/4 at least with the Griff Spoon next turn. And if we peel another... Okay, never mind. We're going to be taxed a little. Spider Umbra is good. So, the Boggle is going to keep getting big. And it's a bit of a race right now. It would be nice if we could find... Let me pull that out. It'd be nice if we could find some lifelink. Especially Daybreak. Obviously, Daybreak off the top is like the best possible draw for us. It would give us 4/4/4 and all those juicy things that it comes with. No, I don't want to yield through this. End step. Okay, so they got another freebooter. That's fine. Spider Umbra would have been nice, but it's okay. Opponent's going to get in for 3 here. Sure. Meddling Mage. Probably naming Daybreak Coronet. This is not Childish Jimmy's first rodeo against Bogles. I'm certain of that. It could be Ethereal Armor, but I think it's Daybreak. Daybreak. Yep. So let's hope that the Daybreak Coronet's sunk to the bottom of our deck. And we peel Ethereal Armor. Probably is the best draw now. Oh, now we're going to shuffle it, though. Oh, no. It's not possible. No, I'm not willing to accept that just happened. This is... God. All right. Oh, that's frustrating. That's... Life is sometimes just a little unfair, isn't it? Sometimes, like, things just seem stacked against you. I'm sure that's how some of the opponents felt earlier, like in the first match where I had the 4 Ethereal Armors. Yeah. Huntsman of the Fells, that's really cool. Or Hunt Master of the Fells. Huh. Alright, so I don't know what I can even draw now. Path to Exile? Yeah, Path to Exile. No, it doesn't work. Ugh. Oh, I only had to... Oh, yeah, that's right. I had to pay the extra. I can't attack. Am I just dead on board? He attacks with everything. I'm just dead on board. Yeah. I can... Let's say I block the Thalia. He's still got 7 damage. Let's make him do it. I'm going to kill the Meddling Mage. You better believe I'm going to murder this Meddling Mage if it comes in. Attack in. Come on. No, more. What? Okay. Path to Exile still doesn't get me there. Because of Thalia attacks. I don't know why they didn't attack there. It doesn't really matter. They have this game so in lockdown simply because of how the cards fell. Yeah, 2 damage to the face. Like, they had it in spades. They could have... Okay, Ethereal Armor's... It's fine. But it's... No, it doesn't do anything. I don't know what is going through the opponent's head right now. Certainly, there's an attack all out. The only reason I'm still playing this game is because I really want to murder the Meddling Mage. I wonder if... I forgot. I definitely forgot about Lurrus because I'm so distracted by the meddling mage. I wonder if I should have brought the Lurrus in a couple of turns ago. I don't remember. What are you gonna name? Why? You name Path to Exile. And then swing? No, Spider Umbra. Huh. Kind of want to play humans now. Aether Vial, sure. Attack more. Okay. Please, with the meddling mage, yes. Okay. We're dead. We're dead, no matter what. I just want to kill her. She's dead. We die. There you go. Okay, so that if they had not attacked all out, this would have represented 14 damage. They could block 2. They would have been dead if they had waited one more turn. Wow, what a game. All right, let's go to our 5th and final match. Okay, the 5th and final match of this league. It's going okay. That last match against the humans was a little bit frustrating. Mulligan to 5 and things not quite working out the way I needed them to. And then that very, very, very timely meddling mage naming Daybreak Coronet the turn before I drew it Daybreak Coronet. Just, that heart just shatters in half when that happens. But that's okay. The opponent at least gave us a chance. And what is going on with our luck and finding our only forest? The forest is supposed to be in the deck for when we need to, they Field of Ruin us or something like that. Can we keep this? I don't think I can keep this hand. No. It's awful. Equally awful. No. Okay. This is better. So we throw that away. And is it the Spirit Dancer or the Tithes? I really wish I knew what the opponent was were on. Make things a little bit easier. I think it's probably that. Maybe not. Maybe it's the Tithes. Okay. I think I really need this Spirit Dancer drawing cards for us. Is it humans again? It's probably humans again. Yeah. Back-to-back humans. So what do I want to say? Yeah, 2 leagues in a row. I've faced back-to-back decks. We faced Storm twice in a row with the Lurrus Burn deck, and now we're facing humans back-to-back in this league. The name looks familiar to me for some reason. Awesome seeing humans though. Really would like to see more humans popping up. Thalia is so bad for us right now. What's going on with the game? Turn off auto yields. I'm a little scared. Okay. So, unfortunately, we have our 2 CMC auras, and they just so luckily have Thalia out. So that means we're going to lead on the Spirit Dancer and hope to find a 3rd land. Otherwise, kind of in trouble. Definitely can't load up the core Spirit Dancer against humans either, knowing that they are probably playing 3 or 4 Reflector Mages. I think Reflector Mage is probably still a staple in the humans decks. I kind of imagine it is, right? Why wouldn't it be? I think humans is a pretty good matchup against Bogles because it has really good names with Meddling Mage and then... There's a weird color. There's the Reflector Mage. That's great. And then we don't have a lot of interaction for their pirate, their sky pirate, whatever he's called, that was able to take our Daybreak Coronet on game 1. Or, I think that's what happened. It's all getting muddled up. Alright. So, follow up. Unsettled Mariner. Kind of irrelevant for us. If we find our... Yeah. Alright. Well, at least we can do that. What that means is if we find a land next turn, we can at least Daybreak Coronet, whereas before we couldn't Daybreak Coronet. We would have had to go third land, all that glitters, and then Daybreak Coronet. But I'm thinking we don't live that long. I think we're plenty dead. We're going to be taking 6 down to 9 at minimum. It might be 9 damage if they have a Thalia's Lieutenant. Or if they have the 3 CMC Lord. Oh, come on. This is a meddling mage and they're going to name Daybreak Coronet again. And this is this last game all over again. It's not fair. It's not supposed to go this way. Well, we find the land, but man, how is that? How is it just working out that way? Yeah, I think I have to put all that glitters on the scout, make it a 4 or 3/3. That's so bad. I could attack and gain 3 life, go up to 11, but they have the 3 open if they have a Mantis Rider or General Kudrow there. I'm toast as their last card. I don't think I can attack. Okay. They draw. Oh, they're being kind and revealing the information beforehand. It's awfully nice of them. Is this the... Okay, that's fine. But we're dead. No, I think we're fine. As long as they don't have a Lord, we can block. Effectively, we'll be at... No, we're dead. Because of how Spirit Link works, we block, we take 8 damage, and then the Spirit Link trigger goes on the stack, so we don't actually gain the life until after combat. Maybe the opponent doesn't know that, though. Oh, no, we can block Thalia because the... No, it doesn't work that way. I don't know what's going... Oh, yeah, we're mega dead. All right, so... Let's hope for the next 2 games we run as well as our human opponents have been running. The last card is going to be a 3 CMC spell? No, okay. Yeah. So, for sake of showing, I can do this. We're going to take the damage. First strike damage, that damage, and then the Spirit Link goes on the stack. It wasn't going to save us. So I think the sideboard plan that I had for the last game was fine. Although maybe all that glitters goes out because of Little Miss Tax Girl. Thalia's so annoying. Yeah. Alright. Gotta draw better. It's not good. Even if we draw another land, like, is this even... What do we make? We make a 5/3 scout after 4 turns. I guess I have to keep it. At least I have first strike, so it'll be quite good defensively. And then the Path to Exile. Hopefully we can muster something. I don't know. Don't like the position. These humans feels really bad. It could just be piss poor running versus meddling mage getting in there every time and just jamming it, you know. Yeah. Well, it's probably one of the better things we could have drawn. I'm going to go with that. Okay, now it has to be Daybreak Coronet, provided they don't turn to Meddling Mage Daybreak Coronet, naming Daybreak Coronet. If I draw a Daybreak Coronet, I think it's just cut video. No wrap up, nothing, just video cut. All right. Well, I cut the video and now I'm back. I'm sure. I'm going to figure that out in editing. I have a path to exile, so I can at least path the Meddling Mage this time. It's remarkable, isn't it? Remarkable. Now things are going to get a little sketchy though because of the Violon 2. They might have a Thalia, so I'm going to have to respond, and then that gives them time to re-Meddling Mage up potentially. Gosh, it's so good. Oh, why is it working out so well for them? So they get to hit our Hyena Umbras, taking both of them. So we could pass the Deputy now. I'm going to cry if they have another Meddling Mage. Yeah. This is just the saddest, isn't it? I need some Fs down in chat, I think. I've never asked for that before, but now I know why people ask for it. I am feeling dumped on. Yeah, that's awful, that draw. I'm just going to put one of them out. Holy moly. I can't imagine things working out more in line for our opponents against our decks. Again, the Bogles deck, one problem it has is it's incredibly transparent. You're not going to trick anybody with a Bogles deck. You're just going to flash out all your cards on the table and say, what do you got? And then go from there. Yeah. Now they got a Thalia, so probably name Path with this one, I think. And if they name Path to exile, yeah, which they did. So Daybreak on the clone Meddling Mage and Path on this one. Now we have 0 interaction, like literally nothing. They could attack in. They'll be able to start attacking in freely very soon. And I don't know what we could possibly draw to get us out of this. Spirit Dancer's not the absolute worst, but it's pretty bad, especially if they're sandbagging a Reflector Mage post board, which the way things have been going, I wouldn't really put it past them. Reflector Mage would be a really strange keep in this matchup, considering it only hits really 4 cards in the deck. But I could see it, yeah. So there's the Thalia's Lieutenant, pump up everything. And almost everything, not the Deputy. I want to see General Kudrow. They did keep in the Reflector Mage. Just, I think you attack all out here. Well, we'll keep trying. We'll put this in the way of the Bugler. Can't play it. Can't play. Literally the only card I could play out of my hand is the Scout. So the league that I played with, the Lurrus Burn deck, also went this way. Started off 3 really interesting games, and then the last 2 games I just kind of got dunked on by. There was Clothis, who really shut down turn 2 Clothis and then turn 3 Clothis in games 2 and 3 against Ponza. Really put a damper on my burn plan. And then in the final match, I was up against the Tunneling Cat, and I faced off against the Eldrazi Tron matchup. And game 1 was turn 2 Thought Knot, and then turn 3 Smasher. And then things just, spiraled down the toilet from there. And then I won game 2. It was not much of a game. And then game 3, the opponent went turn 2 Vial, turn 3 Vial, turn 4 Vial. And so match 4 and 5 were kind of piss poor. And I'm kind of feeling like these human matchups were very similar. I'm not going to block. I'm very, very, very much done with this. All right. GG's. All right. We finished the league. We did get out of it with a 3-2. Let's go to a wrap up and open that chest. All right, so let's first crack this. Hey, 45 play points, nothing to sneer at. That's okay for a skidding finish. How do I feel about this deck? I don't know. I feel like the decision to go with Lurrus over Leyline of Sanctity is going to be very much a metagame call. If you're in a metagame that has a lot of people playing Thoughtseize or Inquisition decks, then you're probably going to want to, go with the Leyline choice. If your metagame is a little different, maybe you could lean towards Lurrus. However, I don't think we put Lurrus in our hand once, and it is possible that I just forgot. I really felt like as I was playing through the game, I just wanted to default to typical Bogles, and the matchups where everything was going well, I didn't need Lurrus because I already had the opponent dead on board. And then the matchups like the humans one, where maybe I could have brought Lurrus out if I had a little bit more mana, the opponent had such a lockdown on our game plan that nothing was really going to fix that. I don't think we cast Mana Tithes once, and my suspicion of Mana Tithes has always been, I really love the card. I think it's hilarious, but the Bogles deck doesn't tend to leave mana open, right? You most of the time you want to, turn 1 you get your Boggle out. Turn 2 is probably the opportunity where you're going to hold mana up the most often. You're going to play a 1 CMC enchantment, and then maybe you can hold up the Mana Tithes. But a lot of the time, you're going to probably want to play 2 auras out and just start that attack. And then on turn 3, you certainly want to go into Daybreak. You always want to have a Daybreak on turn 3. That's what we're trying to do. Yeah. So, but it was only 5 matches, so it's hard to really say. It needs a lot more practice. I also feel that the Force of Vigor is weird. Seal of Primordium, this card right here, is going to be a better choice in the sideboard than Force of Vigor, most of the time. We never brought this in. We never had a cause to bring in the Force of Vigor, but I feel like if I had brought it in, I'm not sure I would have had, a green card to pitch to it. Whereas Seal of Primordium, if you're playing Lurrus, why not play Seal of Primordium so you can at least bring it back? So that's something to consider. Overall, the deck's cool, I guess. It's Bogles. It's not that much different than any other Bogles. I still think if I'm going to be playing Bogles, though, I'm probably going to go with something like this. Tried and true. Main board Leyline of Sanctity, sideboard Leyline of Sanctity. That's the meta call. You can decide game by game, or league by league, rather. Anyways, that's it. Give me your thoughts on this. Give me your sympathy for those poor Daybreak Coronet beats. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care for now. Thanks for watching.